जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन व्रजजनरंजन यशोदनंदन व्रजजनरंजन यमुनाधीरावनचारी यमुनाधीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सतत डिवाइन ग्रेस आवे चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ISKCON BBT फाउंडर श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सतत डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नमाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री कृष्ण बलराम की जय। श्री राधे श्याम सुंदर ललिता विशाखा देवी की जय। श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय। श्री श्री चरितामृत चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय। सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय। ताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद। जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद। जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। So this morning we are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is from Adi Lila, chapter 3rd, which describes the external reason for Lord Chaitanya's appearance. Text number 20. Okay. āpani karimu bhakta-bhāva aṅgīkāre. āpani karimu bhakta-bhāva aṅgīkāre. āpani ācari bhakti śikhāimu sabāre. āpani ācari bhakti śikhāimu sabāre. āpani karimu bhakta-bhāva aṅgīkāre. āpani ācari bhakti śikhāimu sabāre. Okay. Someone can repeat. āpani karimu bhakta-bhāva aṅgīkāre. āpani ācari bhakti śikhāimu sabāre. āpani karimu bhakti-bhāva aṅgīkāre. આપની આચરી ભક્તિ શીખાઈમુ આચરે. આપની કરિમુ ભક્ત-ભાવ અङ्ગીકારે. આપની આચરી ભક્તિ શીખાઈમુ sabāre. Mothers. આપની કરિમુ ભક્ત-ભાવ અङ्ગીકારે. આપની આચરી ભક્તિ શીખાઈમુ sabāre. આપની કરિમુ ભક્ત-ભાવ અङ्ગીકારે. આપની આચરી ભક્તિ શીખાઈમુ sabāre. Word meaning. Āpani, personally, karimu, I shall make, bhakta-bhāva, the position of a devotee, aṅgīkāre, acceptance, āpani, personally, ācari, practicing, Bhakti, devotional service. śikhāimu, I shall teach. sabāre, to all. So Lord Sri Krishna, he is thinking himself, this thing, I shall accept the role of a devotee and I shall teach devotional service by practicing it myself. So Srila Prabhupada writes in his Purport, when one associates with a pure devotee, he becomes so elevated that he does not aspire even for a sārṣṭi, sārūpya, sāmīpya or sālokya, because he feels that such liberation is a kind of sense gratification. Pure devotees do not ask anything from the Lord for their personal benefit. Even if offered personal benefits, pure devotees do not accept them because their only desire to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead by transcendental loving service. No one but the Lord Himself can teach this highest form of devotional service. Therefore, when the Lord took the place of the incarnation in Kali-yuga to spread the glories of chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa, the system of worship recommended in this age, so he also distributed the process of devotional service performed on the platform of a transcendental spontaneous love to teach the highest principles of spiritual life. The Lord Himself appeared as a devotee in the form of the Lord Caitanya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Om Jnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakyan unmilitam jena tasmai Shri Gurube Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam jena bhutale Sayam Rupam Kadamahyam Dadati Sopadantikam Bande Aham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavancha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunath Nitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Nitansha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasyatya Desatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Anarpita charitam chirat karunavatina kalau samarpayitum unnat jalarasam swabhakti sriyam Harihi purata sundara dvitikam vasandipitaha Sadar hridaya kandare spuratauvaha Sri Sachinandana. Translation. May the Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Sati Devi, be transcendental situated in the innermost core of your heart, resplendent with the radiance of molten gold. He has descended in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before, the most elevated mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. Jai Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. So dear devotees, thank you for your wonderful association this morning. So we are trying to understand the wonderful pastime of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu, which is very, very confidential than Lord Sri Krishna himself. So myself, honestly speaking, I have no cultivation about Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu pastime. I am just asking the senior Vaishnavas here in Sri Vrindavan Dham. So I'll be able to speak whatever in your heart I try to express. So this chapter, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, as we remember the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it was not by the scholarly interpretation of Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. It was the Lord himself, Madan Mohan, he was speaking through the mouth of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. We should always remember, because Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, in the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita, he expressed his unworthy and unwillingness, his unqualification to speak about Lord Chaitanya's pastime. So we should always remember, this is none different than the Supreme Lord himself, Krishna, he is speaking his pastime, one pastime, as Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu when he appeared. So as we understand from the different scriptures, so when Lord appeared in this material world particularly, he descendants, so he has many objectives to fulfill. There are many causes. Not only for one causes he comes to this world, because Lord particularly he does not want to come to this material world. Why he should come to material world? Because in this material world we have something to enjoy, that's why we are wandering different places. But Lord does not have to be enjoy something in this material world. So, our ācari, they describes, so there are mainly two reasons of the Lord to come to this material world. There is the external reason and internal reason. The external reason of the Supreme Lord that we read from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Jada jadahi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata ar paritranaya sadhuna vinasaya cha duskritam. Those are external reasons of Lord's manifestation. To establish dharma or religious principle or annihilate the miscreants, so that any form of the Supreme Lord can do it. Even the Lord Vishnu's many millions of forms, they can perform these activities. there is no need of the Supreme Lord himself, Krishna, who is always releasing the pastime in Golok Vrindavan with his cowherd boys and Srimati Radharani, all the gopis. He does not need to come to this material world to do this type of activities, particularly the killing the demons. So that is not, Supreme Lord does not want to kill actually demons, no? Because they are part and parcel of him, no? So, but to showing the causeless mercy to his devotees in this material world, particularly those who are practicing devotional service. So Lord manifests this pastime. Because when we remember this pastime, or when we read those pastimes, or we hear those pastimes, so what happens? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma cha me divyam jo me veti tatpataha. Tektva deham punar janma naiti mameti, so Arjuna, Krishna says. So for that reason Krishna comes, that is his external manifestation. To liberate the living entity, those who are suffering in this material world. So that's why he comes in different forms. As we see from Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna has many millions forms he manifested in this material world, apart from the different pastimes. But there is the internal region of the Supreme Lord himself, which he wants himself to release. One reason is to give his pleasure to his devotees, or liberate the devotees who are practicing devotional service in this material world, or the suffering in this material world. And other thing which is more important for the Supreme Lord himself to release himself, his own pastime. Can you imagine this thing? Can you introspect yourself? When we are performing devotional service, many times we see ourselves, we introspect ourselves. When you have a good round of chanting, you feel so delighted from this world, right? You have experienced this thing. Have you experienced it in your life? So that is called your internal releasement of a holy name, chanting of holy name. Many times by the sake of our duty, we finish our rounds. Of course, I am not accusing you, I am accusing myself. No? Because in that time of initiation, we vows, 16 round chanting, 4 regulatory principle, you don't brag. So in the sake of names, okay, chanting the 16 round finish. Then after that, we keep our chanting japamala somewhere. Then next day, we remember. But if you have good chanting, one day you have good round of chanting, you release it. Oh, how tasty it was. Maybe I chant more. So you'll never keep away the chanting bit back somewhere else. The Supreme Lord has the same thing. He releases his own pastime, own activities. So that's why he comes. Particularly when we see the Supreme Lord's pastime, when he appeared from the pillar of Hiranyakashipu, Lord Narasimha, when he appeared and Prahlad Maharaj paid obeisances, and Lord put Prahlad Maharaj in his own lap, and out of affection Lord Narasimha was licking the Prahlad Maharaj's body, like a lion licks his child, cubs. So Lord Narasimha, he developed a greed inside his heart. Lord does not feel any greed. He does not have need anything, to become greedy. We become greedy in this matter. But Lord, sometimes also he feels greedy. When Lord Narasimha was seeing that Prahlad Maharaj, how he was so happy when I am licking him, he is sitting in my lap. He feels so happy. So Lord developed the greed. Because he is sitting in the lap of a father, that's why Prahlad Maharaj releasing those happiness. So next life, I should come taking father and mother. But this time my father unfortunately has a pillar. So Lord developed this quality of greediness. So he after Nrsimhadev, so he took father, mother as to release the pastime of a child. And again he developed more and more the greediness to release his own pastime, little more paternal pastime. In Brahmanandam he did not do that much, because as soon as he appeared from Kashyap Muni and Aditi, Mother Aditi, he immediately went for pursuing his activities, So he did not spend much time with his parents. So that was lacking of the Supreme Lord himself. And Lord Brahmanandeva did not have much friends in his circle to whom he can play with them. So Lord came again as Sri Ram. So that time, particularly the Leela avatar, Lord manifested many multifarious activities with his devotees. And he has many different varieties of devotees. In Vaikuntha pastime, we see Lord has a particular type of devotee, those who have always very awe and reverence for the Supreme Lord. But particularly when Lord manifests in this material world, which he performs in his pastime in Golok Vrindavan, in that pastime he does not have any restriction with his devotees. In Vaikuntha, when Lord manifests as a four-armed Vishnu form, he has a lot of opulence, and all of his servants, they have awe and reverence to the Supreme Lord. They cannot dare to jump over the Supreme Lord's soldier, right? Even they are his friends. Even they are his parents. They cannot ask the Supreme Lord, please bring my shoes. No? And they cannot have dare to bind the Supreme Lord. But the Supreme Lord, when he comes as a Lila Purushottam, Krishna himself, he manifested most of his desires, what he was looking for in his pastime in Golok Vrindavan. But as we see in the pastime of Supreme Lord himself, as Lord Sri Krishna, still there was some unfulfilling desire of Supreme Lord himself. He could not fulfill in that. Though Krishna's pastime was considered as a Leela Purushottam, Purna Purushottam, fully manifested pastime of Supreme Lord himself, but still there was some desire of unfulfilled desire of Supreme Lord himself. So that now we are studying from here. If we internal pastime of the Supreme Lord when Krishna came as Supreme Lord as Krishna, in his beginning pastime, particularly in the Vrindavan pastime, he manifested his eternal reason of coming to this material world. In the latter pastime, when he went to Mathura and Dwaraka, that was his external manifestation of his pastime. Because when he was in Vrindavan, the demigods, they are thinking that oh, Krishna is in Vrindavan now, then what will happen to us? He is releasing his pastime here with his cowherd boys, girls, his mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, and all is in Vrindavan. So what happened to us now? Kansa is here, Jarasandha here, so many different so-called demons. So they are causing the problems. So Krishna said, okay, don't worry, I'll come back to your to fulfill your desire. So Krishna manifested his external pastimes. As we all remember, Krishna never took any weapon in his pastime Vrindavan. But that was not necessary actually for Krishna. If he takes a weapon for killing a demon, then what? How can we say that he is Supreme Lord? No? Supreme Lord does not need to kill somebody as a weapon. So that Krishna shows in his Vrindavan pastime. So he can do whatever he likes. So that is called Supreme Lord himself. The definition of Supreme Lord is whatever his desire, whatever he will, and that immediately manifested by his mere will only. He does not need to act anything, or he does not need to look something, or he perform something to get something. So that is called Supreme Lord, the definition of Supreme Lord. That's why Supreme Lord himself, Krishna, he manifested in his Vrindavan pastime. But still in this Vrindavan pastime, there were some lacking. Krishna was feeling unsatisfied. What is that? Krishna was feeling unsatisfied. How his devotees, his pure devotees, they are releasing Krishna and his wonderful pastime, and how they are feeling even if his separation. Okay, we all understood when we have friend with us, we can reciprocate with him. When we have parents, we reciprocate with him. But when they are absent, we cannot reciprocate with them, right? But here in the Vrindavan pastime, Krishna is saying that even in his physically absence from Vrindavan, though Krishna promises he never leaves Vrindavan, he is eternally residing in Vrindavan, he never leaves Vrindavan. But for some reason, his external manifestations left Vrindavan, right? But when Krishna leaves Vrindavan, in separation, how his devotees, they are thinking about Krishna. One of the Srila Prabhupada's letter I was reading other day, Srila Prabhupada was saying when devotee was expressing their desire, Prabhupada could not go to many temples personally. Prabhupada wrote back to the devotees, when you are performing the service in the separation of your spiritual master, so that is the real association of with your spiritual master. Because devotee are feeling separation from Prabhupada. We need to have physical association with Srila Prabhupada, this thing, that. And so Prabhupada writes a philosophical conclusion. So that was happening in Vrindavan. Krishna was, even in my physical absence from Vrindavan, how my devotees are surviving to remembering me and my pastime in Vrindavan. But I cannot feel that, How you are feeling in your heart, how can I understand what is in your heart? But if you go a little philosophical, Krishna saying that he is sitting everyone's heart, Hudaya Sannivishtam. I am sitting everyone's heart as a Paramatma. Then he could release your, what is you are feeling or willing or desiring, no? But Krishna cannot understand what his pure devotees feeling, willing, desiring in his heart. Though he is the Supreme Lord himself, he cannot understand what Srimati Radharani is feeling or willing, how he is releasing his Supreme Lord's pastime. Because sometimes Krishna himself also wonders, he wonders when he sees in the Chintamani wall his own manifestation, one picture, he says, who is this person, who is this boy? Hours and hours Krishna looks at his own picture. We don't look hours and hours in our own picture, right? That's why many times the gopis, they request Krishna, my dear Krishna, please don't look your face in the mirror. If you look yourself, then you forget about us. As here we see that Krishna, he felt that his desire was not fulfilled, or he was not completely satisfied when he came in the form of Krishna. Though Krishna Lila was considered as the Purna Purushottama, he is a completely manifestation of Supreme Lord, but Krishna himself was feeling unsatisfied. So there are two types of unsatisfied Krishna felt in his Vrindavan, in his Krishna's pastime particularly. One unsatisfied he felt, which is Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is narrating here as is external manifestation. Krishna was feeling unsatisfied externally also internally. So to fulfill that unsatisfied desire, Krishna again manifested as Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu to fulfill that external manifestation and also internal desire. So this chapter we are reading the external manifestation of Supreme Lord. As we understood from scripture, external reason is to establish the dharma religious principle and make the people understand the religious practice for that age where they are living. And internal manifestation to release himself, his pastime. As you see Krishna's pastime, he released his own pastime in the beginning of his manifestation. In Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime, we see he releases his own pastime in his latter part of his pastime when he was in Jagannath Puri. In his beginning pastime, Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu, he fulfilled all the external reason of his manifestation. Yuga Dharma Pravartan means to establish the religious principle for the age. And second thing also Krishna was thinking when he proclaimed the Bhagavad Gita, he told the Bhagavad Gita, Manamana bhava mad bhakta mad jaji mam namaskur. Are you completely surrender up to sarva dharman pariteja mameka saram braja? So he was thinking when he went back to spiritual world, he was thinking that, oh, okay, I told only them. Then how can I know that these people, they will follow this principle? No? So that's why here Krishna is thinking when he went spiritual world, he is thinking this thing. So let me go and practice how to become manmana. You think about Krishna himself 24 hours. And Mad Bhakta, how to become a devotee. We are all practicing devotee, devotional service and considered devotee. Do we know that what is the meaning of a devotee? Actually, we don't know what is the meaning of a devotee, but unless until the Krishna himself manifests you what is the qualification of a devotee, what is the devotee, what is his manifesto, then only we can understand. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, ācari śikhāimu. So if a person, so when he practices in his own life, then the person, those who are following him, that person, great person, then automatically they become their devotees. So that's why Krishna is thinking himself in his spiritual world that how these people in the material world, they are suffering in this age of Kali. The Kali-yuga is so disturbed and so much havoc in this. So how these people will practice this devotional service? It is very difficult to practice devotional service. Whatever condition in devotional service, if 12th chapter we see in Bhagavad Gita, it is actually very difficult to practice in this age of Kali. But Krishna himself, he condensed all his principles, whatever he gave in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. He condensed all his instruction into 16 syllables, in 32 syllables, 16 names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So he put all the energy, all the philosophical, everything in holy name. Nam Nam Nakari Bahudan Nija Sarva Shakti. So he endowed all his bestows, all his power in the holy name of the Lord. So he condensed, then Krishna told that if I condense all the essence of Vedic scripture, then how I will present this condensed thing form to the people. Because many times when we don't appreciate the condensing, when particularly we have affected with some diseases, then Krishna comes himself to make it liquid form. Even Lord Krishna himself came as Advaita-acharya, his Mahavishnu manifestation. Even Lord Nityananda Prabhu came himself. They did not propagate this chanting of Hare Krishna. Because that was personally the treasure house of Supreme Lord himself, Krishna. So that's why when the treasurer himself will come, only he can open his treasury, right? Though there are many custodians for the treasury, but unless until the treasurer gives permission, they cannot open the treasury, right? So when Krishna made a condensed form of his devotional service, everything, all his instruction in the condensed form in a holy name. So that's why Krishna himself wanted to come to this material world to manifest this. So that's why here Krishna is saying that I have to go myself only to unmanifest this condensed form of devotional service. And how to use this and how to taste this. Because we don't know sometimes what is the sugar candy taste or what is the condensed milk taste. The person who releases it, only he can tell you, right? And also you will not understand as long as you have not released that condensed thing. So that's why Supreme Lord himself, he came and he himself released the holy name, and he brought his own Sangha Pangarsa person, the own person, so who already has been released that in his spiritual world, they manifested himself and propagated this holy name of Supreme. They completely inundated this material world with the holy name, Supreme Lord himself. So that's why here Krishna is saying himself, thinking, by performing such a regulated devotional service, so I will myself perform this devotional service, then I will preach this message to the others. So as long as we are not performing ourselves devotional service, it will not any effect to others. So Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was giving an example. A child was eating so much sugar, right? His parents got very much anxiety. What will happen? Our child, they tried to make him convince. The child was not giving up the sugar. Then one time, one Sadhu Baba came to in that village. So normally people come to Sadhu Baba to have some benediction. Then he thought, oh Sadhu Baba, can you give us benediction? Our child is affected with his habiting his sugar. Can you ask him to forget our sugar? Sadhu Baba told, okay. After 6 months again I will come back to your village, then I will give some mantra that time. So after 6 months again Sadhu Baba came to that village. Then he told the child, my dear child, if you take sugar, this will happen to you, this thing, that thing, that thing. Then sugar child said, okay, I will not eat any more sugar from tomorrow. So when the parents took the child to home, they thought, if this sadhu, he knew this mantra. 6 months before also he knew this mantra. No? Why did not give 6 months before? So he came back again to the sadhu. He asked this question. The sadhu replied, in 6 months before I was myself eating so much sugar. So in this 6 months I myself practices how to give up the sugar. Then I told the same thing to your child, thus he gave up. So that's the reason Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was saying that if we don't practice ourselves Krishna consciousness, so that will not happen to anybody when we go out for preaching. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that Janma Sarthaka Kari Kara Para Upakar. So first you purify yourself, then you go out to preach to give others, then others will get benefited. But that does not applicable for the Supreme Lord, right? It is for us. But Supreme Lord here he is saying that in this verse, as a 20 verse, āpani karimu bhakta-bhāva aṅgīkāre. Because Krishna does not need to practice himself to become purified, right? Rather, Krishna, if we understand properly, Krishna tried to release that pastime, which he was lacking in his previous life. For us, we need to become, we have requirement for purification. Krishna does not need any purification, right? To practice in devotional service. So we should take out that Krishna wanted to release that pastime, how a devotee the release. That like the beginning I was saying that when you chant, you have a good round, you release that round. You remember many days, how it was so went fast that. Or when you are engaged in devotional service in the Janmashtami, in the festival days, you don't know what is happening today. No? You're just going on, giving on. And the other day, when you are feeling laziness, you remember that day. How I was so fast in that day, and now. So that will give you more and moral booster to again keep on going in Krishna consciousness. So that's why here Krishna, for our benefit, Krishna is releasing himself his own pastime, and same time also he is teaching others how to release his own pastime, Krishna's pastime. And by releasing Krishna's pastime, we give up our body, then we'll reach our destination. Hare Kṛṣṇa. Any question, comment? Of course, I will not ask any question because many senior Vaishnavas here. If you have some comments, please.
Thank you. So, Krishna is everything. Even the Jiva souls is an expansion of Krishna. And only by Krishna's mercy can we become Krishna conscious or awakened. So how much is our own efforts for hearing and chanting and performing duties, is it reciprocal by the amount of effort we put forward, that much Krishna will give, or is the Krishna's mercies, how does it come to the devotees?
Okay. Though Krishna is the Supreme Lord himself, so as we are part and parcel of Supreme Lord, Krishna does not need any efforts actually to do anything. But as we are living entity, we need to do some effort. But same time, Krishna, since he has given some minutely independent, and we are part and parcel of Supreme Lord, Krishna has also given some ability to get the effort to all living entity. And when Krishna manifests himself as a devotee or as a spiritual master, by his transcendental arrangement, we came to platform of a devotee, or he has planted the seed of devotion in our heart. So Krishna inspires in your heart with that effort, how to nurture that devotional creeper in your heart. So that Krishna wanted we should effort or endeavor ourselves 100%. Maybe that tiny particle of Krishna's, that effort. But that effort for a living entity, he has to give 100% that effort. Then rest, Krishna, when we give 100% effort, then Krishna says, okay, don't worry about the result. That effort may be 1% of or 0.5% of devotional service. Krishna, okay, I will top up 99%. Okay. So that effort what Krishna has given to us as a minority independent, so that we have to first put ourselves. It makes some sense?
Well, thank you.
Any other question or comment? Okay, that mother from back side.
Hare Kṛṣṇa Maharaj. You were it's very difficult to believe about Lord Caitanya that he is God himself and appeared as a devotee. Can you give some reference from Srimad Bhagavatam? Because people, they know about Kali-yuga that Lord Krishna will appear as a Kalki. So it's difficult to believe that before Kalki he is appeared as a Lord Caitanya.
So that was also given in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam when Karabhajana Muni was replying to Nemi Maharaj. So Krishna will come himself in the name of holy name. So those person that depends on the person to whom you are speaking to. No? If he goes to the details, the Krishna says that is, Lord will come with the Sangapanga Parsada, Jakin Sankirtan Prajajanti Sumedasa. Those who are most intellectual person in this world of age of Kali. So they will worship the person who has come to this material world with his antaraj, with the holy name. So that hints that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come. That is regarding Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And also regarding, in Srimad Bhagavatam it is given so many places. So but people, so those who has covered with different consciousness, so they cannot understand so easily. Lord himself came as a covered incarnation, no? He did not manifest. That's why it is said that it is very difficult to understand Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu than Krishna. Krishna is so difficult person to understand. And that's why many people they say Lord Ram, no? Ram Rajya. Ram was a very clear personality. Krishna was a little difficult personality. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a more difficult personality, no? So that's why it is very rare to find Lord Chaitanya's devotees in this world. There are many millions of Krishna's devotees and more trillions are Ram's devotees, but very few hundred Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotees. Okay, that the mother she was asking.
Hare Kṛṣṇa. Thank you, Maharaj. Maharaj, we've been discussing the reasons for Lord Chaitanya's appearance. And one of the reasons is that he wants to be able to experience the love of Srimati Radharani. So I was thinking that, well, we hear that Krishna, he knows our hearts, he knows our minds, he knows our thoughts, he knows our feelings. So how is it that he knows everybody else's thoughts and feelings, but he doesn't know Srimati Radharani's?
So that was the secret, no? Devotees always surpass Supreme Lord. Though Krishna has all prerogative, many times we see in Krishna's pastime, then I think that is the very transcendental quality of the Supreme Lord to does not interfere the prerogative of his dear devotees. So that's happened in a case of Srimati Radharani. Those who are special devotees, Krishna has chosen, and they are, and Srimati Radharani, as we know, is none different than Krishna himself. So Krishna has given some special prerogative to Srimati Radharani, which Krishna also could not understand those things. And Krishna also does not want to interfere. But when Krishna sees that Srimati Radharani's releasement, Krishna's pastime, then Krishna becomes greedy. Though Krishna is sitting in Srimati Radharani's heart himself, still he could not understand. That's why what he did, he stole Srimati Radharani's heart. And by stealing Srimati Radharani's heart, he manifested himself as in Radharani's form. Right? That was the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as we see. So that's why, as a conclusion, we see here Srimati Sri Krishna, though he is the Supreme Lord himself, many times he acts in such a way, or he gave in such like independent to his special devotees, that he himself cannot understand also what his special devotee is desiring, willing, feeling. So that's why Krishna has to go to that devotee personally. That's why in Krishna's pastime, as we see, Krishna himself goes to Srimati Radharani. He asks forgiveness, something Radharani does, she does not feel happy. Krishna was going to others, gopis, this thing, that thing happening. So Krishna himself goes to ask for forgiveness and try to pacify Srimati Radharani. He does not need to go personally to Radharani, right? So Krishna was showing is so much how he was so much attached to his devotees, pure devotees particularly. So that is Krishna's special mercy, what he has given to his special devotee like Srimati Radharani. Okay. So thank you very much again for your association, and I hope you properly understood what Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has been narrated in Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Prabhupada's transcendental arrangement. So we are trying to understand. So I need all of your blessing again to try to understand myself. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Jai. Shri Chaitanya Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna.